Welcome to Bill's Bridge class, Saturday, August 3rd, 2013, class 120, challenges of playing 2 over 1. In our last session, we told of the attributes and the great things can be done with 2 over 1. Today, we're going to do the flip side. Some of the challenges and issues if you decide to play 2 over 1. In the long term, you may decide to play 2 over 1 if you're playing a total points game or imps game or pairs game, but on the duplicate side, you might plan to play standard. That's just a suggestion. Here we go.
Most of the information in this presentation comes from the ACBL Bridge Bulletin June 2013 article by Frank Stewart, The Case Against 2 over 1. Note the following issues with regards to playing 2 over 1 that you need to overcome. First, the challenge is when responder's hand is invitational. He's forced in many cases to bid 1 no trump, forcing or semi-forcing, and then his second bid is really a challenge, as is opener's rebid. Also, an issue that is interesting and unique to 2 over 1, the problem with the heart suit when opener begins with 1 spade. Here's an example cited in the ACBL Bridge Bulletin June 2013 by Frank Stewart. Here's the hand. Now let's suppose that you play 2 over 1. How would the bidding go? Well, South would open 1 spade. North would bid 1 no trump. Now 2 hearts by South, and it's decision time for North. Well, North has an invitational hand in spades, but he only has 3 spades. If North rebids 2 spades, his hand could be much weaker. He might have as little as 6 or 7 points, as shown in this example. And South really needs to get out of the game and stop at 2. Now, if North bids 3 spades, he shows about the right strength, and he shows 3-card support. But an opener cannot tell the degree of fit. The fact that they have duplication in clubs, they're both weak in clubs, but Ace-King of Diamonds doesn't do much for him. South will probably go to 4 spades, but he could go down as many as 2 tricks on this particular hand. Here's the same hand if bid using standard methods. Standard bidding. 1 spade, 2 diamonds, not game forcing, but showing at least 10 points. 2 hearts, 2 spades by North. Now that is definitely a limit bid, and you expect to have 3-card support. And here South, knowing there is a misfit because he's heard the diamond bid, will probably pass. If North's minor suits were reversed, as in the example shown here, the bidding would be 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 4 spades. The difference is that using standard methods, the opener is better able to judge the degree of fit, as opposed to 1 no trump where he cannot tell. Another problem in playing 2 over 1, or potential problem, is judging if a game is present. The responder at his first bid needs to decide if he can make a game forcing bid. And with a hand in the almost enough for game range, he may overbid his hand. He may do better to wait and see the degree of fit before committing the hand to game. Here's an example. North opens 1 heart. South decides to go to game. He's got 12 points, but he's 4-3-3-3. Partner rebids his hearts. What else can he do? And now South goes to 4. Yes, he could bid 3, but the point is the 2 clubs is forcing to game. Now, there are some partnerships and some systems of playing 2 over 1 where rebidding of a suit, either by opener or by responder, breaks the force to game situation, and that is possible, but it also leads to other complications. It's a more complex system, and if you see some 2 over 1 books, for example, by Mike Lawrence, he will cover those situations. It's rather complex. It takes a very experienced partnership to play that situation. In this case, going to 4 hearts, you're going to go down. Standard bidding, 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 hearts pass. They stop at 3. They might make it. They might even go down 1, but they should make it. Here's an example of the issue with the heart suit. It is not part of the ACBL article. It's my own. Let's suppose this is a standard hand with standard bidding. Using standard bidding, this hand is quite simple. 1 spade by south, 2 hearts by north, 3 hearts by south, and north goes to 4. South passes. This is quite easy because North's bid of 2 hearts shows 5 hearts and 10 points, but it is not forcing to game. South can raise to 3 hearts with 3 card support, and North carries on to game. Very simple. If you were to play 2 over 1 with this hand, you have a real problem, which we'll shortly see. Playing standard bidding, it's simple. And again, note, this is not part of the ACBL article, but part of my own. How would it go with a 2 over 1 bidding sequence? South opens a spade. North would bid 1 no trump. And South has an issue. You're almost guaranteed to get a bad result on this hand, but you could luck out. You shouldn't bid 2 hearts because that would show 4 hearts. Your only real bid is 2 clubs. 2 spades is all right, but your spade suit is only 5 cards long. You could, if you played 1 no trump semi-forcing, you might even pass, but a singleton diamond is not a good bet. You'd probably bid 2 clubs. Now, if you bid 2 clubs, partner might gamble and bid 2 hearts, but he's really showing 6 or a good 5 because he doesn't expect or shouldn't expect South to have 3 hearts. If he bids 2 hearts, you luck out and you probably find a game. There is a convention called BART that tries to assist with the heart suit. It's rather complicated, and I'm not going to get into it here. You might also luck out and play in 4 spades and might actually make 4 spades with this particular hand. But 4 hearts is a better contract. Those are the challenges of playing 2 over 1 with the hearts. Let's summarize the comparison between 2 over 1 and so-called standard bidding. 2 over 1 is superior when bidding game and slam contracts. You'll get in the right game contract, and you'll get in the right slam contract, and you won't miss those slams. Standard system is much more flexible for part scores and game invitational hands, as we've demonstrated in the last 2 classes. Because of this, I would suggest that as a partnership, you play 2 over 1 for any tournaments in which you're doing team play or imp play. In other words, total points. Because making the right game or making game or slam wins many points in imp or team play scoring. At duplicate, where each hand is equally valid, including part scores, standard bidding might be more appropriate. That's my suggestion. Going back to the sample hands 1 and 2, the use of Bergens improves your chances, but it doesn't resolve all the.
The first 2 classes on 2 over 1 have shown you the pluses and the minuses of 2 over 1. Tomorrow we'll get into the nuts and bolts of 2 over 1, complete with all of its flaws. I hope that you will understand that this approach is one of several and that there are variations in 2 over 1 systems. The approach that I'm giving is primarily Marty Bergen's approach. It's very similar to other approaches with some very minor variations. It is not Mike Lawrence's 2 over 1 system. See you tomorrow.